Cindy and I recently embarked on a special trip abroad for a big upcoming anniversary. We wanted it to be something special and unique and memorable. We planned it carefully, of course consulting the wisdom of Rabbi Rick Steves, striving to strike a balance between novelty, comfort, and just the chance to relax and simply be together, which for us is a true luxury. In the days before we departed, a critical additional element came to mind, one that could offer a clear distinction between genuine downtime and more of the same. In the spirit of our efforts this morning, we decided to embrace a fast, not from the culinary treasures we'd hoped to enjoy, but from the news, the media, and most other worldly connections. It's not because we don't care about the issues and concerns of the day, particularly in these perilous and troubling times. Rather, if our time away was going to be true to its essence as recreation, or more pointedly, a recreation of ourselves, our bond, and our place in the world, we needed a break from the never-ending, omnipresent, outrage-fatiguing maelstrom that is our current culture. We read books we'd been meaning to get to for decades. We drove through the countryside, sometimes with planned purpose, sometimes with aimless joy, discussing the important parts of our lives that often get short shrift in our crazed, overconnected world. And you know what? When we returned to Seattle, both physically and to our cyber smorgasbord, we really hadn't missed that much. Same stuff, different day. But as I reflect on the many gifts and gains of our time away, the chance to disconnect from the crises of the moment offered a profound renewal of perspective at this most critical of times, enabling me to act more thoughtfully and constructively to confront the considerable challenges we are facing. And this new take on the world helped me to redouble my efforts to move from my growing contempt for the other side to the genuine content of their views. And perhaps most importantly, my fast helped me to better appreciate that without greater empathy, compassion, and patience, to really listen and to hear the hopes and fears of others, nothing in our lives and in our world will be resolved for good and for right. And what can improve the wider world so significantly can also bind the personal bonds closer to home, upon which larger gains depend. But to get to that point of openness and understanding, to make the most of a recreated self, to garner the lessons of this holy day throughout the year and throughout our lives, we must get past resentments and recriminations, moving past regrets and ruminations, grasping for the higher ideal of harboring no ill will, reaching a place of no hard feelings. The texts of our tradition overflow with wisdom and counsel in this regard, offering insight toward a catharsis of self and clarity with others. These words inspire us to express ourselves honestly, to support change and growth in others, and to strengthen our bonds with God through others. The powerful words we'll read in Torah this afternoon from Leviticus 19, the Holiness Code, provide some basic assumptions about what it is to be a good person and a good influence. Some speak not only to our actions, but to the state of mind and spirit from which these actions emerge. The passage concludes dramatically, "Do not hate your kinsman in your heart. Admonish your neighbor, but incur no guilt because of them. Do not take vengeance or bear a grudge against one of your people. Love your neighbor as yourself." An amazing statement inspiring a tremendous task. To be aware of the toxicity of our roiling resentment, to fully share our bitterness towards others through sound criticism, to not allow rage to take seat in our hearts and to condemn our hands to irreparable harm, and to see all of these lessons as an expression of our ultimate need and gift, to love others as we seek to be loved ourselves. A key Jewish virtue emerges from these commands, tochecha, the command to constructively rebuke others. No, this is not a Torah-based justification for stereotypical Jewish complaining and criticizing. It's our take on the old axiom that holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting it to kill your adversary.
Yeah.
It is a profound realization amongst the ancients. A well-intended, substantive, issue-based critique is not only good for the soul in need of purging, but good for the object of the rebuke, offering guidance for growth and balm for a bond that can ultimately draw closer through a resolution of disagreement and disconnect. The rabbis took this even one step further, teaching that tochecha is more than a repair of what's broken. Sharing difficult feelings in a tough conversation can be the only path to genuine love and authentic peace. As the sages advised, love without reproof is not true love. Peace without reproof is not true peace. The courage to clearly and constructively share concerns and feelings, even and especially when painful to say and hear, to do so with the hope and goal of helping another change their ways, their words, and their lives, to see in such trying moments the key to the resolution of inevitable conflict, and to thus create and extend real shalom, real wholeness in a fractured world. This is how we can heal our times by healing our bonds. And it must begin with a conviction to live with no hard feelings. I've counseled so many families in times of drama, duress, and crisis, particularly in the waning moments of a loved one's life. These moments tend to bring out the best and worst in us, evoking long dormant memories and surfacing neglected conflicts. Sometimes, the intensity of such times further embitters and alienates. But sometimes, many times, the magnitude of the moment inspires and compels a family to finally come together, to put aside petty grievances and generational feuds, to see through the prism of our brief and mortal sojourn what is truly important, what actually matters, and what can profoundly change our lives and those of others in a brilliant flash of holiness and revelation. Perhaps it's human nature to only embrace this awareness when the final chips are down, the stakes are high, and the window for change is narrowing. But if this sacred Day of Atonement means anything, through its call for our scrutiny and demands for our return, it offers a chance to change our lives and to be change in another's life, while we still have time to live, while we still can forge a life that, looking back upon it on that inevitable and fateful day, we can honestly say we lived without regret, without remorse, with no hard feelings. My body won't hold me anymore, and it finally lets me free. Will I be ready when my my feet won't walk another mile, and my lips give their last kiss goodbye. Will my hands be steady when I lay down my fears, my hopes and my doubts, the rings on my fingers and the keys to my house, with no hard feelings? When the sun hangs low in the west and the light in my chest won't be kept, held at bay any longer, when the jealousy fades away and it's ash and dust for cash and lust, it's just hallelujah and love in thoughts, love in the words, love in the songs they sing in the church, and no hard feelings. Lord knows they haven't done much good for anyone, kept me afraid and cold, so much to have and hold. When my body won't hold me anymore and it finally lets me free, where will I go? Will the trade winds take me south through Georgia grain, tropical rain, snow from the heavens? Will I join with the ocean blue or run into a Savior true? Shake hands laughing, walk straight through the night, straight to the light, holding the love I've known in my life, and no hard feelings. Lord knows they haven't done much good for anyone, kept me afraid and cold, so much to have and hold. Under the curving sky, I'm finally learning why it matters for me and you to say it and mean it too, for life and its love